First responders from throughout the state are in Mount Sterling honoring fallen Montgomery County Fire Captain Zach Clevenger.
A Lexington bank gets robbed, but it doesn't take police long to make arrests, where officers found the suspects now at 4.
It's another day of mild temperatures across the area. The mild may turn into downright warm as we go into the weekend. I'm tracking the possibility of record highs coming up.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. It's a mild and breezy afternoon, and we could see record highs this weekend. Here's a live look at one of our sky cams in downtown Lexington, where it's in the mid-50s right now. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. And Chris, I saw a little bit of sunshine today.
Yeah, we tried to break out into at least some partly sunny skies middle of the day. Clouds are getting back in now and keeping those temperatures only, and I say only with a little smirk, into the 50s into most of central and eastern Kentucky. Similar view to what you were just showing into downtown right now over top of Hamburg, 55 degrees. Humidity's up there, but look at the winds. Again, south and southwest flow coming at us at around 10 miles an hour. That's a very warm flow that is taking shape. You can really see where the clouds are a little thicker across the central Kentucky area. Look at London, look at Jackson, Prestonsburg. Low 60s. Clouds, though, keeping those temperatures into the middle 50s as of now. Warmer air to our west, surging in over the next few days. Out and about this evening, it's a mix of stars and clouds. More clouds than stars, though, with temperatures holding into the upper 40s to around 50 degrees. The real warm flow is now across the Mississippi Valley. That gets in for the weekend. Record highs and the possibility of high winds, highlighting or lowlighting that 7-day forecast. All about your perspective on that one. We'll track both the wind factor and the record factor, Jennifer, when I come back in 15 minutes.
We'll see you then, Chris. A final farewell today to a Central Kentucky firefighter who died in the line of duty. Family, friends, and first responders from across the state all paid tribute to Zach Clevenger, a captain with the Montgomery County Fire Department who was also a volunteer firefighter with the Estill County Fire Department. Dozens of fire engines escorted the 30-year-old fallen firefighter to his final resting place in Lee County. Hillary Thornton takes us to his funeral. It's our top story at 4.
Dozens of fire engines and other department vehicles filled the parking lot here at the Living Water Church as first responders from throughout the state came to Mount Sterling to honor fallen Montgomery County Fire Captain Zach Clevenger.
They always say that a firefighter works one ladder rung away from death. Zach understood that, and Zach loved that.
The 30-year-old died early Saturday morning, hours after helping fight a fire in Estill County. The coroner says the initial autopsy shows Clevenger's death was heart-related. Captain Clevenger was a member of the Montgomery County Fire Department for several years and also volunteered his time with the Estill County Fire Department. His friends say he was always the first to jump in and help. They say he had a passion for the fire service and was a true family man, always putting his family first. A family that is growing as he leaves behind his wife, who is expecting the couple's first child. Firefighters at today's services say they are here to honor Captain Clevenger and also show their support for Montgomery and Estill County departments.
The fire service is a family, and when one falls, they all come together because they know it's very dangerous work that they do. In the circumstances here, it could have been any one of them.
And from the church here in Mount Sterling, Captain Clevenger's procession traveled through several other counties. Coming up later tonight on WKYT, we will show you his procession and burial service. For now, in Montgomery County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Captain Clevenger was buried at Lucas Cemetery in Beattyville. Now at 4, family and friends are saying goodbye to a 6-year-old murder victim. Logan Tipton's visitation began a couple of hours ago at Clark Funeral Home in Versailles. His funeral tomorrow will be at the community stadium at Falling Springs Recreational Park. Police say Ronald Exantis stabbed Logan to death inside his Versailles home early Monday morning. Exantis is charged with murder, assault, and burglary. It didn't take Lexington police long to make arrests after a bank robbery. The Central Bank on Tates Creek Road near Lansdowne Drive was robbed about 12:30 this afternoon. Police caught the 2 suspects a couple of miles away on Yellowstone Parkway. Witnesses tell us the 2 were hiding in a garage at a home. You'll hear from a neighbor on WKYT News at 5. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT News at 4:30. Amber Philpott is in the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. State police are investigating a double murder in southern Kentucky that we first told you about last night. It happened just north of Manchester on Birchall Hollow Road. A man and a woman were found shot to death outside a home. Police have interviewed a number of people in that area, but so far they have no suspects or even persons of interest.
The sheriff's office had received a call about a deceased male at a residence. Upon their deputies' arrival, they discovered two deceased subjects, a male and a female. They then contacted the Kentucky State Police. When we got detectives on the scene, we discovered the male and the female victim deceased of apparent gunshot wounds.
Both bodies have been sent to the state medical examiner. Autopsies were scheduled for earlier today. Results have not yet been announced. A police roundup in Scott County has snagged several suspected drug dealers, and the sheriff says one of the people arrested includes a man who served time in a high-profile murder case from 2002, Timothy Crabtree. Police began serving warrants around 9:30 this morning. Crabtree, who was arrested on heroin trafficking charges, was one of 40-some alleged drug dealers targeted in the operation. Half the arrests made today were on heroin charges. The roundup was a result of 4 months of planning. You'll hear from the Sheriff's Department ahead on WKYT News at 5:30. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to a story making headlines across the nation at 4. The top-rated podcast Serial is back. The second season focuses on U.S. soldier Bo Bergdahl, who was captured by the Taliban, exchanged for Taliban prisoners, and then accused of deserting his unit. As Steve Nannis reports, Bergdahl is giving his side of the story.
The producers of the podcast Serial say this is the first time U.S. soldier Bo Bergdahl has told his side of the story that commanded the headlines. In the first episode, Bergdahl talks to filmmaker Mark Bowl about the moment he encountered the Taliban fighters who took him prisoner after he walked away from his unit.
There I was in the open desert, and I'm not about to outrun a bunch of motorcycles.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do anything against, 6 or 7 guys with AK-47.
He also discusses what his life was like during his 5 years as a prisoner of war, and says he walked away from the U.S. base in Afghanistan to get the attention of military and intelligence leaders.
All I was seeing was basically leadership failure, to the point that the lives of the guys standing next to me were literally, from what I could see, in danger of something seriously going wrong.
Bergdahl was released in May of 2014 as part of a controversial prisoner swap. The U.S. exchanged 5 Taliban detainees from Guantanamo Bay for Bergdahl. The White House welcomed him home as a hero, but Bergdahl was later accused of deserting his unit and endangering the lives of the soldiers who spent weeks searching for him. And now, in a new report, the House Armed Services Committee accuses the Obama administration of misleading Congress and breaking federal law when it arranged that prisoner swap. I'm Steve Nannis reporting.
Bergdahl is still awaiting the decision of a military judge about what charges he will officially face. At a preliminary hearing in September, an Army investigator recommended Bergdahl not serve any prison time for walking away from his unit. Donald Trump now says he won't go to Israel later this month. The Republican frontrunner tweeted that he will travel there, in his words, after I become president. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had been urged to cancel the visit after the uproar over Trump's call to ban Muslims from entering the U.S. The controversy hasn't hurt Trump. The latest CBS News New York Times poll finds 35% of Republicans support him, his highest numbers yet in the poll. The poll also found nearly 2/3 of American voters say they are concerned or frightened about the prospect of a Trump presidency. Walmart is trying to make checking out easier for shoppers. We'll tell you about the new digital payment method in WKYT Money Watch. And you'll no longer have to pay for snacks on one airline. That's next on WKYT News at 4.